Would you like to know how to win in life? Did you know that there's a simple secret to being great at everything? Jesus said, be humble. Good morning and welcome to the 755 Live. For about 5 minutes, you'll hear all about easy to remember soundbite versions of what Jesus said. The point is to help you experience life to the fullest the Jesus way. Today's Jesus said comes from Matthew chapter 23, verses 8 through 12. For context, we're also going to read verse 5. So starting in verse 5 from Matthew chapter 23, it says, everything they do is for a show. On their arms they wear extra wide prayer boxes with scripture verses inside, and they wear robes with extra long tassels. And they love to sit at the head table at banquets and in the seats of honor in the synagogues. They love to receive respectful greetings as they walk in the marketplaces and to be called rabbi. And then 8, it says, don't let anyone call you rabbi, for you have only one teacher, and all of you are equal as brothers and sisters. And don't address anyone here on earth as father, for only God in heaven is your father. And don't let anyone call you teacher, for you all have only one teacher, the Messiah. The greatest among you must be the servant, but those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. So, your biggest battlefield, as I know mine is always pride. Humility isn't very popular in our culture. You never hear about a self-help course on being humble. Nobody just talks about, oh, we need to celebrate humility. We need to practice humility. Instead, we find ourselves celebrating and being good at pride, because pride is sneaky. I'm not talking, like being confident, the good kind of pride, like being proud of your kids or being excited when you can do something well, or encouraging people to have self-confidence and things like that. That's not what we're talking about. The danger zone is the selfish kind of pride that is the root of sin. Did you know that both insecurity and arrogance come from the same place in our heart? Pride's source is isolation. Both loneliness and arrogance say, I am alone. Humility acknowledges the presence of an importance and the importance of others. Pride says, you're the only one that matters. Pride is sneaky and a master of camouflage and disguise. Labels are where your pride hides. Labels and stereotypes are how you get trapped comparing yourself to other people. Either you're not as good as they are, or you think you're better. And you feel good about yourself because you're so bad, or whatever. There's different ways that pride does this. But pride also deals in absolutes. They are blah, blah, blah. Whatever you want to say. They're always this. Pride creates this place where people, I think we look at people like they can't change because we know better, or we know what they're really like, or whatever it is. And labels, they dehumanize those who are exalting as, we dehumanize people as superheroes, or the other side of judging them as worthless. We either put people on this high pedestal or put them down as low as they can be. And it's hard to have empathy and compassion to a label, whether that's a good or a bad label. So let's go back to what Jesus said here in the context of religious pride and labels. In 8, he says, don't let anyone call you rabbi, for you have only one teacher, and all of you are equal as brothers and sisters. The greatest among you must be a servant, but those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. You are all equal. We are all equal as family. Jesus was all about equality, way before it was politically correct or talked about or popular. We like to use our own labels, and we love to use labels to put other people's down. We do this to make ourselves feel better and create a place in our hearts where, oh, I'm better than you, and that makes me happy. But Jesus not only humbled himself, he tells us that greatness comes from humility. If we humble ourselves, that's how you really win, both now and eternally. And he also says that if we don't humble ourselves, humility's coming for us. We will be humbled. So either you get to choose to be humble, or Jesus is going to choose it for you, and the world's going to choose it for you, and other people are going to choose it for you. So I try to think of it as I'd rather make that choice myself and make the right choice and be humble as Jesus has called me to be. So how can you put that into action today? Where's a place in your life that maybe you're not showing the most humility, where you're maybe putting some other one down, or creating a place where you think you're better than somebody else by some way or fashion? How can you decide to be humble? How can you show humility like Jesus has asked us to show humility? So thank you so much for listening. It would be so meaningful to me and Aubrey if you would like, share, and comment this. We really do appreciate you. If you want to follow along with us, it's at bible.today.church. I really hope this time together has helped you live your life to the fullest the Jesus way, that you enjoy this, that you've learned something. And remember, we do everything for Jesus. And we do everything so we can follow him better today. And we end everything by saying, love first. Thank you, guys.